How to blur Canva videos? That's actually a very interesting question. Let me walk you through it. Now, first of all, it needs to be said that there is no direct way to blur videos in Canva. However, as you can see here, it can be done. So make sure to watch this video until the very end to know how. Now, as you probably know, with photos, blurring is very simple. All you need to do is to actually add a photo from the photos library. I will just set this image as a background. Then you click on the image, go into edit image, and then under adjust, I click on see all. And then you have this blur fader, and you can simply blur any photo with just a few clicks. The problem now is that this feature does not exist for videos. When you click on a video and then go into edit video, you do have the adjust beta panel now, which is also a pretty new feature by the way. However, there the blur fader is missing. With that said, let us now have a look at the workaround to actually blur Canva videos. Well, first of all, if you're working on a pretty static video, such as this one here, where there is not a lot of movement, what you can do is you click on elements in the left toolbar and you search for blur, and under graphics, click on see all. You will find certain blur graphics, and these graphics can also be used in videos. So for example, if I would like to blur the face of this woman here in my video, I could use this blur graphic and simply put it over her head. And when you play that, you will see it's not perfect now, so I can move it a little bit to the left. However, like that is certainly much better. However, this obviously only works to a certain extent because Canva up to now doesn't feature motion tracking. So with that said, this only works well with static footage where there's not a lot of movement in the video. However, another thing that you actually can do in Canva is to time these elements, which is also a pretty new feature. So that means in a video where you would have like maybe 10 to 20 seconds footage, if you just want to blur an object after 10 seconds and just for 2 or 3 seconds, here as well, it should be as static as possible. Then you can make this blur element here appear just for a few seconds, for example. To show you how this works, I prepared a second video clip right here. So I'll make sure the cursor is set at the beginning. And now when I play this video clip, you will see that some people here from behind will actually walk by. And once that guy here will arrive over here, behind this guy here, we will have a blur element appearing, but not before that. And you can achieve that with Canva's timing feature. So let me just play that for a second. And as you can see, now we have that blur element, which I also took here from the Elements tab, but only after a certain time. So how to time these elements? Well, you can simply click on an element, then right click on it, and then in the timeline you will actually have this timing clip here, and you can then adjust this as you please. For example, if I would like to have that from the very beginning of this second video clip, I would simply drag it to the left so that it matches the underlying video clip. If you have like several elements like these, then you can actually time each of these elements individually. Simply right click on these elements and go to show timing. Now, as I already showed the timing, here it says hide timing, but when I click on that and then right click on it again, it will say show timing. Now, there is one more thing you actually can do in Canva, and that is using some sort of blur overlay. To do so, click here on photos in the left toolbar and search for blur background, and you will find images like this one here or this one here. Let us try with that one here, so I'll simply left click on it. Now I'm going to stretch that here to fit our frame. And for the moment our video is obviously completely hidden. To change that, in the upper right corner here, click on that transparency symbol and reduce the transparency. And now when we play our video clip, we also achieved some sort of blur. If you increase the transparency here, this will obviously also increase the blur effect. I'm very well aware that these results are not perfect. However, at this very moment, this is simply what is possible within Canva. Now, before we wrap this up though, I would like to show you Yet another method that you can use, and this time this will lead to pretty much perfect results. However, one part of the following method will need to be done outside of Canva. But rest assured that this method is completely free and works both on Mac and on PC. Remember that clip that I showed you at the very beginning of this video? Well, here we obviously have a perfect blur. So here's how you can achieve this result. This is the original video here without any blur. So first of all, click on share in the upper right corner, then click on download and download this as an MP4 video. We just need page 2 here under select pages. I would obviously make sure that only page 2 is selected and then click on done and then click on download. Once the video has downloaded, head over to the website moviemakeronline.com/a/blur-video. Then click on add files and upload the video that we just downloaded and click on open. Then scroll down a bit and click on effects. Then click on add effect. Now if you would like to blur the entire video, then click here on blur. If you would just like to blur part of the video, then you could go with box here or obscurer. In our case, we would like to blur the whole video, so I will click here on blur. And now all that is left for us to do to blur this video is to increase the blur amount here. So I would set that to maybe 0.7. And just like that, we have a lovely blur on our video. If you're happy with the result like that, click here on save. If not, adjust the amount to your liking. This is a little bit too much for my taste, so I would go with maybe 0.5. And this looks much better to me. So I will now click on save. Now if you would like to apply this effect to the entire video, then make sure to click here. And if that is not the case, here on the left side you can also set a minimum duration. Now the last step is to simply click here on make video and our new video with the blur will be created. I just have to complete this capture here as well. And now the video is created. Once it says the movie is ready, click on watch the movie, then click on the play button. And we now have our lovely blurred turtle. To download, right click on the newly generated video clip and click on save video as. Name it and click on save. Then simply go back to Canva, then click on uploads in the left toolbar, upload files and upload your new video. In my case, I also have the video here in the Google Chrome download bar, so I can simply drag and drop it from here into the uploads folder or directly here into our project. And just like that, we have successfully blurred a Canva video. As we have seen, blurring videos within Canva comes with a lot of limitations for the moment. However, I'm pretty sure that Canva will add a proper blur feature for videos in the future. But until then, the options and workarounds as showed in this video will have to do. Now, if you want to learn about more Canva hacks, I highly suggest you to watch the next video on this channel where I will present to you the 30 greatest Canva hacks ever. Some of these are hacks that you have surely never seen, so don't miss out on these.